Hey y'all, and welcome to 10 Minutes with Dr. Bree. Today is March 31st, the last day of March, the last day of Q1, and it is 6:20 a.m. in the South. I'm really excited about this podcast and the fact that it's March 31st because it's signaling a transition. It is signaling an end of one season and an entry into a new season. And while every season in your life may not change, you can decide to have a new season whenever you want. And I'm not coming at this from a spiritual perspective because you know, as well as I know, if God says you're still in a particular season, then you're going to be there no matter if the months change. But I'm more so coming at this from a decision standpoint. The moment you decide that you will have a better life and that more is available to you and that you are going to go after the things you want is the moment you take back your power, and it's the moment you begin to change your life. I woke up today knowing that this marked the end of a cycle for me because I'm choosing for it to be the end, and I'm really excited about tomorrow. But you can't get to tomorrow until you get through today. But before we jump into the podcast, let me remind you of a few things. One, be sure to grab your Strategic Shifts ebook. It's free at briannawhiteside.com. You all need strategy. I need strategy. And strategy is the only way that you're going to get through every season of your life, specifically the quarters, right? We always talk about, and I say this often, we always talk about the sons of Issachar who discerned the times and seasons, but the Bible also said is, and they knew what Israel ought to do, which means that they were the chief strategists. So in order to know what you need to do, that means you need a strategy. That means you need to read up on it, and Strategic Shifts is your gateway. The next thing I want you to do is book your one-on-one strategy session with me before we get into Q2. So that means you need to do that today. I'd be more than happy to help you strategize your next quarter to ensure optimal success. And if you have not grabbed your signed copy of Words and Authority, How the Breath of God Sanctions Kingdom Authority, you're going to want to do that. This is for the people who are interested in the power of words, and not just in theory, but in practice. This is for the people who want to understand or begin to understand their kingdom authority. Go ahead and grab that, or you can grab the ebook at briannawhiteside.com. I'd be happy to sign you a copy, though. Now let's get to the podcast. In today's podcast, which is the last podcast of the quarter, and it could be the last podcast of the year, but right now I know we are pausing. So this is the last podcast, the last 10 minutes with Dr. Bree, and I hope you have enjoyed the season as much as I did. But in today's podcast, I want to leave you with one encouragement. I want to encourage you to get a hobby. I do. I want to encourage you to get a hobby, something that has absolutely nothing to do with your career, something that has absolutely nothing to do with your calling, something that's just for you. Yo, I picked up a hobby and it's not working out. Y'all know I work out anyway. But my hobby is plants. I have about close to 16 plants in my place right now. They range from starter plants to the big dogs and the big allocations that come to my hip if they're sitting on the floor. And I love them. I love plants. And I didn't realize that it had become a hobby until relatively recently. But it is. Planting is a hobby for me, not just because they bring life to your place and because they're beautiful. No, they're a hobby because they're mine and I enjoy it. And it's something that I learn more about every time. It's something cathartic about replanting a plant or growing a plant or caring for a plant, making sure that it has all the nutrients and all the things that it needs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's so funny, back in 2020 when one of my girls tried to introduce me to plants, I'm like, ew, no, I'll never be a plant mom. That's weird. I don't like it. And my house felt as sterile as can be. You hear me? As sterile as can be. But slowly but surely, it was starting in 2021. I did start to kind of try to get into plants, and I had a few of them. I had about maybe 4 or 5 plants, and I had to give them away when I moved from Vegas to Texas, and it was a sad day. It was a sad day. And then when I moved into my first place out here in the Dallas area, I had 1 plant and someone had bought it for me, and I just wasn't in the right headspace, and it didn't do well, and that was that. But then as I began to kind of get back to myself, I did start collecting plants. And when I made the transition to my new place where I am now, I did bring with me some plants. Some plants did make it through the winter, and I learned a lesson about some plants in the winter, and then some did not. But I have been replenishing. I have about 16 here. They're gorgeous. They're all different. And I want you to get a hobby. Get you something that you enjoy that's for you. Something that you can learn about, something that you can grow in, something that you can master. Get you something that you enjoy that's just for you. You don't know how the smallest thing, the smallest hobby, like planting for me, how the smallest hobby can bring you some great joy and some great reward. I want to leave you with that. I want you to get you something for you, something that you enjoy that's your time. It could be pottery. It could be running, joining the run club if that's what you wanted to do just as a hobby. It could be playing tennis. It can be drawing. It could be learning a new lesson or skill or something. It could be something, but let it be yours. Get you something that's just for you. So many times we pour out, and I know this intimately, we pour out so much. And we pour out so much that we have nothing left for ourselves. And then we wonder, I don't know why this is choking me up as I'm talking about it, but then we wonder why we feel so empty at the end of the day, or even at the end of our lives, because we never poured back into ourselves. We never had something that was just for us, something that wasn't a goal, just something that we could do as humans and enjoy. Everything doesn't have to be a goal. Everything doesn't have to be a race. Everything does not have to be shared with everyone. Everybody does not have to agree, but your hobby is yours, and it will bring you some type of solace, and it will bring you some type of joy because it's yours. It's something that you're enjoying doing, and it's something for you. I want to leave you by saying, get you something for you, and don't stop doing it. Today's podcast is short. You've heard from me enough. I want everyone to live their best life and live the life that you were designed to live, but also live the life that you want to live. I am going to focus more intentionally on that in Q2. I'm going to focus on living Brianna's life because I haven't been doing it. I'm going to focus on my hobbies. I'm going to focus on enjoying being outside, enjoying the weather, enjoying new friends and family. I'm going to enjoy this life that I have, and I hope you do too. And I hope you start by getting a hobby. That's it, y'all. That's all I got. I am about to get up, edit this down, upload it, head to the gym, and focus on being a trader. Not a traitor to the country, but a trader in the stock market. See if I can get some trades going. My goal is to make between 7 and 10K this month for April. So I got to get on it. Anyway, I'll see y'all soon, whenever soon is. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay committed to you and what you know to be true. Bye, y'all.